Alright, what's up, you guys? So we're coming back to you here. Now, today we're gonna talk a little bit more into detail about the real estate exam. I'm gonna give you a little bit more details into the review, and I'm gonna specify on the different sub careers or sub professions within the industry. As soon as you become a real estate professional and you're licensed, you not only could work as a buyer's agent or a listing specialist or even an auctioneer, but there's a lot of different sub careers within the industry and things that you could choose, which are only available once you receive your active license. Apart from focusing on the sub professions, I'm also going to state a little bit about the different rules on advertisement. By the way, this is on the test, obviously. The different rules in advertisement. Of course, everything we do holds tons of disclosures. You know, who we work for, are we licensed, our last name has to be part of everything, and I'm going to go a little bit more into detail on that. Finally, I'm going to explain a little bit about the different business entities and legal entities within the industry, such as LLC, which is a limited liability company, a S&C Corp, which in our field is described as a PA or a professional association, and the sole proprietorship, which as you may know, it's always the worst one. So I'm going to go into a little detail in this particular subjects. Remember, all this information is on the exam. So, focus, pause the video, if you want to write down some notes. And remember, this is very important. Everything I say and all the information that is displayed to you is public domain. So if you need any extra details, feel free to either send me an email, send me a message, write a comment. But go into the search engine of your choice, go to Google, and you'll be able to find a lot more in-depth information about this, just on the subject that you choose. All this information is public, so it's all really free. So, focus on what you need to learn, and let's begin. Okay, guys, so today we're going to be talking a little bit more about the real estate exam. This is a quick review on the real estate professions, advertising within real estate, and the legal business entities within the business. Now, remember, if you have any other questions, of course, feel free to submit them as a comment, as a private message. But also remember that all this information is public information, meaning if you go to your search engine of choice, I preferably use Google, you can find a lot more details and go a lot more in depth on any of this information. And don't be just limited to what I provided here. This all is free public information, so you can find more details and piece it all together in many different websites. So feel free to look a little bit more in depth and get you ready for the exam. So let's get ready, let's begin. So the most common real estate professions, of course you heard this, the buyer's agent, the listing agent, the real estate auctioneer, transaction broker. I happen to be a transaction broker. A leasing consultant, a vacation timeshares representative, a real estate counselor, and a property manager. These are different sub professions within the industry. You could specialize in whichever you choose. Having your license pretty much enables you to choose, now you chose this career, but there's sub careers within it, and you could specialize, with buyers. You could specialize only with listings. I have friends that only do auctions. They host the online and the public ones. So you really have to specialize in the field that you're looking to, become your strongest at. So remember that there are sub-careers within the industry, and you're not limited to just either buying or selling. You could choose to do a lot of different things now that you're a licensed professional. So agent and brokerage advertising. Remember, all advertising for both sales associates and broker associates must contain the name of the firm or the broker's name. Okay, so all advertising must be approved by your broker. Before any advertising either gets submitted online or gets printed in paper, everything has to be approved by your respective broker. All advertising must be clear and state that you're indeed a licensed real estate agent. Now this is very important. Remember, we do have a lot of disclosure issues, and we do have to state that we are licensed professionals. Agent and brokerage advertising, part 2. Now all advertising that includes either the sales associate or the broker associate's names must clearly state your last name. Your last name must be indicated as the same way when you submit it to the Department of Business and Professional Regulations. So they're not so strict about your first name in this rule, but your last name is very, very, very essential. For example, if your name is Carlos Tevez, you can state your name is Carlos Tevez. You can state it's C Tevez. You can state it's C, your middle name, and your last name Tevez. But the last name has to be displayed at all times. This is very important. This is required for all forms of advertising: internet ads, lawn signs, business cards, park benches, and of course the famous big drive-through billboards. Now, incorporating in real estate. There are a lot of different legal entities within the field, but the most common real estate entities are, of course, a sole proprietorship. This means you're the sole owner, no asset protection, the individual receives all the glory, but if sued, your personal assets are on the line. A limited liability company, or LLC. There are both pros and cons to why you should choose this entity. Pros, of course, you have limited liabilities, you have a different taxation, you have added credibility to your business, and stronger asset protection. Cons, of course, you have a couple of annual fees, and it has to be filed with the Secretary of State. Now, this is the most professional one amongst our field. It is the PA, or Professional Association. This is available both for an S Corp and a C Corp. The pros, again, added credibility, limit liability, strong asset protection, and a different set of taxations. Cons, you have annual fees, of course, and it also has to be filed with the Secretary of State. Now, depending whether you choose to go with an S Corp or a C Corp, there are different taxation rules involved with both, and I will encourage you to seek some tax counsel in order to structure the right business entity for your business. General and limited partnership. General partnership is a partnership between two or more individuals, does not have to be in writing. Invested interest does not have to be equal. For example, one partner may own 99% of the business, while the other partner owns only 1% of the business. The trick here is that all partners are liable for all business matters. Meaning, if the business is sued, all parties are equally liable. Now, so the trick in the general partnership is that no matter what share of the business you own, you are liable for the entire business as a whole. Now, you also have the limited partnership. This requires a general partner and a limited partner. So you do have to file paperwork with this in the local courts and the Secretary of State. The general partner is liable for the entire business, just like the general partnership. But the limited partner is only liable for the size of their investment. For example, money, personal property, or invested assets. Limited partner may not take part in the business day-to-day affairs. So for example, let's say you only invest $10,000 into this particular business. If the business gets sued or it goes bankrupt, being a limited partner, you're only liable for those $10,000, not anymore. While the general partner is liable for the entire business. There are legal entities which cannot conduct real estate services. These entities include a business trust, a joint venture, unincorporated association, corporation sole, and cooperative association. In conclusion, incorporating a real estate can be tricky. Consult your legal advisors and tax attorneys on which is right for you. Now remember, when you go and you pay for legal advice or help, you're really paying a fee that's gonna seem a bit steep up front, but it's something that's gonna save you a lot of money annually, and if any problems arise ahead. Now, when I say a steep fee, you're really looking at somewhere between, a ballpark of $200 or less. So it's really a good investment to protect both your personal assets and your business assets. I mean, just keep your business smart and make sure you protect yourself and your business as much as you can. Remember that all of this information is in the real estate exam, so please feel free to pause, review, and and write down notes on anything that you may be having trouble with. And once again, remember that all of this is public information. A lot of people will be more than happy to pick up the phone and help you out if you call a legal attorney, a tax attorney. All this type of counsel is paid to give you advice, you know. So just picking up the phone, most advisors really do calls for free. So feel free to call an expert up and have them answer your questions. Remember, they're paid to do this, so they will be more than delighted to help you out. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment or send me a direct message. Click like and subscribe, and I hope this video helped you guys out.